guys, it's Amy at Zoe Beck, and I'm going to start my next reading vlog. So this is starting on June 8th. My mom just left, so I just had a weekend with my mom. So of course my video is going up late for last week's vlog, but we're going to get it up here in a minute. So Sunday, again, we did a lot of stuff this weekend for getting ready for my trip. So really I don't have to do a whole lot today. I probably will go to the library real quick and drop off some library books that I had. Some I've read, some I haven't. And maybe, yeah, I think that's all I have to do today. I mean, yeah, I'm pretty sure. Anyway, so I just wanted to, today's going to be kind of a quiet day since now my mom's left and I'm tired of, I mean, I don't entertain like my mom. Like, again, we go out and do stuff. It's having different people in your space, and it's just like it's confusing to my kitties. They're like, what's going on? So, anyway, so as I said, today will be kind of a quiet, I know the afternoon will be quiet in the evening. As I said, I'll probably go out, as I said, when the library opens at noon. So that's probably when I'll go out and do that real quick and then come back and then stay home and do laundry. And that's like it. That's all I have to do. So really quick, I am in the middle of Shards of Hope by Nalini Singh. This is book 14 in the Side Changing series. I'm doing my reread of the whole series before the new book drops on July 15th. I'm still not sure I'm going to make it because I still have like 10 books. But we will see. Or maybe not quite that many, but it's close. There's quite a few books. Anyway, so this one I really like. This is one following Aiden and Zara. And it's just, I love this one with the arrows. Again, this is, the Side Changeling is a urban fantasy with shifters, people with psychic abilities, and humans all vying for power. And it's just a great overarching, like, plot. This is nearing the end of the first arc, and then the next book I'll read is the kind of bridge book, and then the next part will be the new arc. So anyway, I have still about 175 pages left of this, so I don't think I'll get this done today. I'll probably get a little bit done when I'm in my car, but really this will be Monday morning, Monday at work, I mean. So, well, we'll see. But anyway, I am working on that. I'm also working on Strange New World by Vivian Shaw, which is book 4 in the Dr. Greta Helsing series. So this one is a urban fantasy with Greta, who is a doctor of like the supernatural element. And so she deals with like mummies and bogarts and vampires and werewolves and things as well. And so she the world has expanded quite a bit to book 4. As book 3, huge things happened in book 3. This is definitely a series. I said I think you need to read book 3 and 4 pretty close together, because a lot of stuff that happens in 3 does relate to book 4, and I think you just need to remember a lot of stuff when you get there. But book 4 just came out, so it's, again, I read book 3 last year, so. And again, it's been out for several years, so some people might be behind. You might want to reread book 3 before you go into book 4. Really enjoying it. We're following Greta as she goes on kind of a trip to discover stuff in America about certain other creatures and, you know, and some of the things between angels and demons that's been cropping up. And then we're also seeing a lot of the stuff from heaven and hell and all this. It's a really good book, but it's, I don't know. I mean, again, you have to remember parts of the other books. It just makes more sense, but it's just a fun urban fantasy. I'm really having fun with that. And again, I am 200 pages in. Yeah, 200 pages in. So I have about 160 left. So I really want to finish this today, but we'll see. That would be my goal this afternoon, is to try to get through that. But first, I'll be reading part of my buddy read that I'm doing with Berna at Berna's Bookish Adventures. Protecting Her Heart by Nancy Campbell Allen is the third book and final book in the Matchmakers series. So this is a historical romance mystery kind of book. So this one we're following Charlotte, who has just become a doctor. It's 1889, and so she has become a doctor. She went to went to America to get that done, and then she gets a letter from her father that kind of upsets her, and he's not in very good health, so she gets on a boat to come back, and he dies while she's en route. When she gets there, she finds out that there's some mystery surrounding her mother's death, because her mother died when she was very young, and she was told it was an accident. But her father, in his last last moments was pretty much saying it wasn't an accident. So she is trying to discover that. And then the main male character is John, who is a police chief kind of thing for the Scotland Yard inspector. I don't know. He's higher up than the two guys who are in the other two books. And but like they've all been a friend group before she went off to America. So now she's come back and they are now interacting again. And they were always just that extra pair because the other two were coupled up and they were friends and they have been friends. And then now it's kind of changing and that they're kind of worried. He's worried about her. And so because the mysteries, because something that just happened. Anyway, so I'm going to finish I have to read, it's about 50 to 55 pages a day. So I am going to finish reading that. And then make my message to Berna, and then I'm good for that. I'll have 3 more days of that because we'll be done on Wednesday with that. So that is where I am for book-wise. Right now, I'm going to take some time and maybe buy quite a few audiobooks because Audible has a sale. So I'm going to do that right now. And because, not that I need them, but I just, it's nice having audiobooks on, that I can listen to of books I either rereads or a series that I just listened to on audio. So I'm going to get a few of those. Hopefully I won't spend too much money. Anyway, so I will check with you guys probably later today. Yeah. Okay, so it is about 7 o'clock, a little after 7. I just ate. I ate kind of late because I was just busy reading, and it's getting hotter and hotter. It's like over 90 today in Beaverton, and the house is hot. It's getting hotter. Luckily, I did set up my AC. I have an air unit that I put through the area for tonight, so I'm gonna go up here soon and turn it on to start cooling it down, but I take up my laundry. Anyway, I spent the afternoon reading Strange New World by Vivian Shaw and just finished it a little bit ago. So this is book 4, as I said, in the Dr. Greta Helsing urban fantasy series. And you definitely have to read the other books in front of this. I would recommend reading them fairly close together just because of how much this draws on book 3. I did not enjoy this as much as book 3 or even the earlier books. I think it was interesting. I think mostly because there really wasn't, the mystery was pretty much told to us like as things were happening. So you don't go into this for the mystery really because it's pretty obvious. I think you go into it for all the characters. This is pretty much a book only if you enjoyed the first 3 books. If you enjoyed those 3 books, then yes, continue on and read this because you get your characters all, like a lot of characters. This is a lot of different perspectives. There is kind of one odd one that kind of throws in that it's not really explained, but has a first person narrative that we get, but most of it's third person and you just get different perspectives. As I said, you get the doctor and you get some of the people from hell and from heaven and vampires and other different kinds of vampires and other things. The world building in here is really cool. I like that this is kind of an aftermath book for book 3. So I don't want to go into, why that is or what, but I really had fun with it, even though it wasn't anything like super great. I still gave it a solid 4 because I just had a fun time. And I'm kind of sad we're done with the world. At least that's what it sounds like. So anyway, but I did enjoy it. So I did use this for a sightseeing prompt. For what lake are we on? We are on the, I don't remember where we're at. Oh, Pan Am. So the Hunger Games one. Anyway, so I'm pretty sure she's going to drop a prompt tomorrow. I'm not sure what time. I mean, she could drop it any minute actually. So I'm just going to start reading stuff. Again, tomorrow I will continue with Shards of Hope as my audiobook. First thing tomorrow, on my breaks and my lunch, I will read my 50 or so pages for Protecting Her Heart. So those will be what I probably attack first, because audiobook, again, is in the car or when I'm exercising, and if I'm able to at work, it just depends on workload. And then again, this will be on my breaks until I get it done, or I get it done when I get home. It just matters how the day goes. But I think right now I'm going to start A Letter from the Lonesome Shore by Sylvie Cathrells. This is the second book in the Sunken Archive. I did reread the first book, A Letter to the Luminous Deep, which I really enjoyed the reread of. So I am curious to see where it goes, and get into this. And again, this is another new release because this just came out a few weeks ago, and this one also came out just a few weeks ago. So I'm trying to get to some of my books that come in the house, but we'll see. So I'm really curious to see where this goes. It definitely says it's a conclusion, so it's a duology. And again, it's in epistolary form, so there's journal entries and letters and other kind of things, which I really enjoyed in the first book. So anyway, I think I'm going to start that and at least get a little bit started in it, but I probably won't make much of a dent of it tonight. But it'll be my physical read, I think, unless the next prompt drops, and it's definitely something I only have physically, and then I will switch. But at this point, that's the book I'm going to lean towards, and we'll see what happens. So anyway, that's it for Sunday. I will have to, hopefully, the heat's supposed to last tomorrow as well. It's supposed to be over 90. And then I think it's another 80s day and Tuesday. And then I think it kind of drops back down to the 70s. So, well, hopefully we'll get there. This heat, I just don't like it. It's too soon. It's too soon. But, it's summer now. Well, not summer really, but it's June. It's just a little early for us here. So, but we'll do what we can. So, anyway, I will check in with you guys later. Ugh. I do not like the hot weather. Okay, yeah, it's over 90 degrees today, and today was a long Monday at work. I did get a project at work, so that kind of helped, and it made the time go faster, which was awesome. And I still have some of that to do tomorrow, so at least there was something to do today. Today was a normal day other than that. Just that it's over 90 degrees, and I'm just not made for that. I never was. Even when I lived in Sacramento, it was like, I hated summer anyway, especially since I can't go out into the sun without breaking out. Anyway, so today, as I said, was a Monday. I did get up and exercise, so yay for me. I wore new shoes to break in, so I have a second set of shoes for my trip, and my feet hurt because I should have only done half the day and then switched the shoes, but the last hour hurt a lot. So they're just Keen hiking shoes, because I like them for my the issues I have with my feet. So anyway, they hurt just a little bit, so I think I'm gonna, as I said, chill out here. So I did finish Shards of Hope by Nalini Singh. So again, this is book 14. So I finished this mid-morning about. But a prompt dropped the hour before, so I got to count this as our Shire. We got to go to the Shire for leg 4 because it was a comfort read, or cozy read or comfort read. And I am rereading, and that is always a comfort to me. And especially since I'm just gonna binge probably most of the series the rest of this month. It worked out well. So anyway, Shards of Hope did count for that. So, and I used one of the bonus cards that added 100 points or whatever. And then I did look at the side sightseeing, and there was a lot of books that I owned that I could use for one of the higher amount, the points for the sightseeing. And I will be doing one for that, but I decided, no, I'm just going right on into Legions of Honor. So this will at least count for 200 points. So it's not bad. But I got to 300. What did I get to? 335. So I still have a couple hours left on the audiobook. So I don't think I'm going to listen to that tonight. Again, this is book 15, which is in the Side Changing series, which is the bridge book. The first 14 are one arc. And then there's this book, which kind of gives you kind of a update on all the couples that you've seen in the first 14 books. And then also how the world is changing from everything that's happened in the first 14 books. And then how problems that weren't quite resolved, there's a little bit more movement on it, or it's showing where issues are going to be in the future. So it's not one of my favorite books, only because, again, this is a everybody book. This has like every character that we've met so far in the novellas as well as the novels. I'm not rereading the novellas right now. There's a couple collections, and I've just decided to wait until, if I have time. But a lot of them show up in these because most of them came from before this book. So I kind of wish I'd read them, but I'm also like, I'm not taking the time to do it right now. Right now I'm just doing the main series. And if I have time, I will reread the novellas. Because again, I've read those multiple times too. Anyway, so really enjoying it as always. As I said, I still have 150 pages, 160 pages. So I'm hoping I'll finish this probably tomorrow morning. I don't think I'm going to listen tonight. I'm pretty listened out. And again, as I said, I have a project where I'm typing stuff in and I'm looking up, for purchasing and inventory reasons. And, it's just a lot of typing and looking stuff up. I'm going to sneeze. Sorry. Sorry. Anyway, but so I'll be able to finish that tomorrow. Will I go on to my favorite book in the series and one of my favorite books of all time? Yeah, I'm almost sure I'm going right into Silver Silence, which I don't have out yet, but just be warned. Anyway, that's probably going to happen. I just don't think I could stop myself. We'll see. Because again, I have tons of new to me books that will work for some of the prompts in the sightseeing. But which one am I going to pick? Probably Silver Silence. Anyway, so I did read a little bit of Protecting Her Heart by Nancy Campbell Allen. I need to finish I only read like 20 pages, just the way the day went. Because again, I got interrupted at lunchtime, so I didn't have a chance to read more than 20 pages. So I still have 38 pages left for today's section for my buddy read. So I am going to read that before I do anything else. Now, I did start a letter from the Lonesome Shore last night, and I do want to read this. I just don't know if this is a book I want to concentrate on today. I don't know if I'm going to feel like it today. So we will see. I don't know what else is calling me if it's not this, but we'll think about it. I'm just not sure. I do want to read this so badly. And again, I was getting in, it just was a slow start last night. Maybe by the time I picked it up, I was just too tired to get into it. So anyway, that's kind of where we're at. I can't think of anything else. It's Monday. It's hot. I'm hoping as I said, the temperature lowers a little bit tomorrow, and then the rest of the week's supposed to be in the 70s, I think, which will be nice. I do have to remember to go out and water tonight before I go to bed. So hopefully I'll remember. But because it's just so hot, they looked fine. The hydrangeas looked fine right now, but I still should go out and water them, because I watered them yesterday morning. So I just make sure they get some water to get them through the next day or so. So we'll see. Anyway, that's it. So I will just hang out here with the cats. And as I said, I'll get my buddy read pages done because I'm a little late doing that today. But that's the way it worked today. And we will see what happens tomorrow. Hi guys, so it is Tuesday afternoon. Actually it's evening now. It's 6:05. So I was just finishing up my buddy read pages for protecting her heart. So I finished today's pages, so I just have the last 50 or so pages left of this book. I think it was 50 or 60. Actually, it's 61 pages. I forgot the last section. Anyway, so this is so again, as I said, I've enjoyed parts of this. I think out of the series, I think the second one is still my favorite of them. This one, I like the characters and I like the romance because again, it's another friends to lovers. But there's so much going on with the mystery, which is good. I mean, that's good. Right now, this last section was really hard for me. It's, been a pretty easy read, but this last section, I think it was just because the authors made so many people so mean and different things and just cruel, and it was just, I was kind of feeling sorry for my characters, which is, it's a good thing, but it was hard to read for me. Anyway, so I did get through that today. So, as I said, I have 60 pages left to read tomorrow, and then I'll be done with this book. So this will be a sightseeing book as long as the new prompt doesn't drop, but it has, it's supposed to have your name in it with the title and the author's name. And in the author's name has an A, an M, and a Y. So it's all there. So anyway, this will be for that sightseeing prompt. So anyway, but I'm gonna finish that tomorrow because I need a break from it now because it was just hard. Again, it's fine. It's fine. It's fine. Anyway, so at work today was pretty normal, and as I said, I still worked on my project, so that helped some of the time go by, but it was still pretty quiet. Anyway, I did finish Allegiance of Honor, again, book 15. So I did finish that early in the morning, I was like 8:30 or something. It was pretty early because again, I didn't have too much more, and I did listen to it while I was exercising and in the car. So I didn't have a whole lot to listen to this morning. And then I started Silver Silence, and then I listened to this all day and I had about an hour left when I got home from work, so I listened to it during dinner, and then I took one of the prompts for a roadblock for the readathon was to take 30 minutes to not be on social media, just kind of be quiet. So I listened to the last, and I read along with it. So I did a tandem read for the last 30 minutes of the book, and Cooper was right here with me, so we just had a quiet time. Truman was in a box. So anyway, but I listened to that. So this is one of my favorite books of all time. This is my favorite book in the series still. I love this book. I've read this so many times. I mean, I could probably count, but it's probably over 10 easy. I just love this one. I did speed it up a little faster than I normally listen to, but because I've read this so many times, but I just adore this one. So I'm glad this again is technically the 16th book in the Side Changeling series overall, but is the first book in the Side Changeling Trinity part of the series. So the second season of the show, of the book, like a second season. So this is the first book in that one. So anyway, so again, my favorite of that. So I will tomorrow start. I think it's one of the ones that's one of my least favorite in the later part of the series, which is Ocean Light. That is the next one. The only reason is there's a few things that happen that I'm like, I'm not really super keen on, but I still like the romance, so, and the world building or stuff that happens for plot stuff. But I will listen to this one tomorrow. yes, I'm going to continue. I know I have all these books and I have all the library holds, and it doesn't matter. I'm going to read Ocean Light tomorrow. I don't think I'll get done with that. If I do, I will go right into Wolf Rain, which is book 18, but I don't expect to do that. I'm really thinking I will get either most or all of Ocean Light done tomorrow. We'll see how I feel. Just depends again on work, on what's happening. So anyway, that's where I'm at. I don't have anything else physically going. I know I started a letter from the Lonesome Shore, but I think I'm going to put that off. I'm just not in the mood for, I think that one I have to be a little bit more present for reading, and I don't feel like it right now. So maybe after I get my buddy read done, and maybe, I don't know. My brain, I just don't know if I want to focus on that right now. So I'm not going to worry about that. If I read anything more tonight, I don't know. I might pull another book off the shelf. I'm just not sure what I'm going to do. Maybe not. Maybe I'll just watch some TV like I did last night. I did just watch BookTube last night after I got my buddy read pages done. And then I was just enjoying the videos. Anyway, that might happen tonight. Maybe it's because I'm listening too much at work right now. Which I probably will calm down at some point. We'll see how tomorrow goes. Like, tomorrow could be the day that breaks where I'm like, I don't feel like audiobooks. And then that'll be it. And then I'll calm down and I'll come back to this series before the new book comes out. But I still have over a month. So it's not like I don't need to really push these, except, again, I won't be able to listen. I probably will not listen to audiobooks while on vacation much because I'll be with family. So we'll see how it goes. Anyway, so that's it for Tuesday. I am going to watch some BookTube now that I've had my quiet time with the cats. Now they both run away because I started talking. So anyway, I think that's it. So I will check in tomorrow. Again, I will definitely finish tomorrow Protecting Her Heart, because that's all I have left is that 60 pages. And then we'll see how far I get into Ocean Light. So they're both in boxes. Even a box on the side. He's on the lid of that shoebox. But not on the little couch. I still haven't got them to get on that. Cats. Hey guys, so it is Wednesday. It's a little bit after 5. I just got home and had dinner. I had some leftovers and stuff. So anyway, today was a long day. It was pretty quiet. I just worked on the project and did the stuff I needed to do, but not a whole lot came through. So it was a long day. It was not as hot, luckily. We were only in the mid-70s, so I will take that because that's so much better. Yes, baby? Anyway, so not much else going on about that. So I did, let's talk about, I finished my buddy read, Protecting Her Heart by Nancy Campbell Allen, the 3rd book in the Matchmakers series. So I liked this one, but I thought the ending was super rushed. I liked the build up to the end, but then what's supposed to be the end just kind of fell a little flat for me. I also think the mystery, there aren't enough clues for you to guess ahead of time. At least I didn't think so. Even thinking back, I'm like, I don't know. Yeah. I didn't like the mystery as well in the end of, what it turns out to be. I mean, it makes sense in some ways, except in other ways, I'm like, you didn't tell me enough. Anyway, but there was some good action. This one, she always has at least a good action scene. So there was one in here as well, which was really good. And then this, again, as I said, this is definitely a book where, I like the couple a lot. I guess that's what I'm going to say. So the first one I didn't get along so well because I had some trouble with the female character and her decisions. The second one I really liked both characters, and I liked mostly how it went, but I also felt like it was kind of rushed. This also, I feel it was kind of rushed in the end. And I like the romance in here as well. I do like book 2 was my favorite of the 3. And then this one, and then the first one. That's just the way it is. I mean, I liked this, and I liked how some of it, like some things that were resolved that were brought up, but I feel the mystery and the climax kind of let me down a little bit with a lot of stuff that happened in here. I don't know. There was just, I mean, again, it was fine. It wasn't great, but we got it done. So I don't know what our next series is going to be that we're going to buddy read. We haven't discussed that yet, but we will see. I'm not sure. But anyway, it was really fun, and Berna, thank you so much for buddy reading that with me. Anyway, so then today I started and finished Ocean Light by Nellie Singh. This is book 17 in the Side Changes series. Yeah, I'm on a roll. And this is one of the shortest ones in the later books, or one of them. So this one I listened to it again at work while I was working on my project. And again, it's not one of my favorites, but there's a lot of stuff that happens in here that you need for world building purposes and stuff. I mean, the romance is fine. It's just not my favorite of the series anyway. So, again, this one is what am I trying to say? A shifter and a human pairing. So it's not one of the, they've had those before, but it was a little different because it was Black Sea, which was the ocean creatures. So, and then because that one was so short, I got to start Wolf Rain just before I left work, about probably the last hour or so. So by the time I got home, I got to page 135. And this one is, again, book number 18. So yeah, I'm just chugging away here. Again, I really like this one. I haven't reread this one in a little bit. I don't remember if I reread this one last year. I don't remember. I'll have to look. But anyway, and this one I really like because it's a shifter and one of the size. Anyway, so this is, as I said, I got a good dent into it. But I still got quite a bit to go. So probably tomorrow I will continue on. And then if I have time, I'll move on to Alpha Night, but we'll see. So, but that's what I've read so far today. I mean, I'm already I listened way too much the last couple of days. I really have. Work has been quiet. And then I said, I've been working on that project, which is just looking at numbers. And I can totally do that when I'm listening to a reread. Because if I was listening to something new, I couldn't do it because, I would be paying attention more to the audiobook than what was on the screen. But because these are rereads and as I said, it's just how that works. Anyway, so physically, I don't know what I'm going to pick up next. I might try, Kitty, you're in my way. I might try A Letter from the Lonesome Shore, but I also might do my next, oh crap, cat. He's just sitting here in my way. The Last Warrior by Jennifer Ashley, which is, I don't remember the number. There's too many of these. Yeah, I don't remember what number I'm on. And this doesn't have the list of the books in it. This is where the series went from being traditionally published and went to being self-published. So I'm not, as I said, I don't remember. I think we're in the teens, but I don't remember how far we are anymore. I don't remember. If I start this one, I'll let you know. I cannot recall. But this one has to do with, again, this is the one where shifters came out 20 years before, and they were put into shifter towns around the country, and we are following different sections, different towns of the shifters, and this is following one of the creatures that is not Fae, but from the Fae world, Ben, and his story. So, interesting. So anyway, it's one he's been a character kind of in the background from the last 8 or 9 books. He's been a character that's popped up and in and out. So finally getting his book will be kind of fun. So, And he is a very ancient creature as well. So I kind of think I'm going to start that, but we'll see. I don't know. We'll see what I feel like. I'm kind of tired because, again, I was listening all day. So we'll see what I pick up. But if not, I'll pick up something else on the off the shelf. I have so much. So we will see. So anyway, I'm going to go and I will check in with you guys tomorrow. Hey guys, so it is Thursday. I already filmed this and then I realized I made a huge mistake. So I just deleted it. Anyway. Okay, so it's like 5:30 now and I just got home about 45 minutes ago. Took out the trash and recycling for that. And I am so glad the day is done for work. It was a really hard day to get up and moving and exercise and get to work. But I did, and I survived work. Somehow, it was a really slow day. But yeah, whatever. Anyway, let's just do the update here because I've already messed this up a couple times, or at least once. I'm not making any sense. I'm sorry. I'm so tired still. I messed it up once. Let's try it again. Anyway, so I did finish Wolf Rain by Nalini Singh. So this I finished after the new prompt dropped. So it dropped about an hour before I finished the audio on this one. Again, all the audios are done by Angela Daw, and she's really good, of course. So this reread is book 18 in the overall series or book 3 in the Side Changeling Trinity section. So I really enjoyed this one. It was great to do the reread because it had been a couple years, I think. I don't think I reread this one last year. So I did enjoy revisiting this one, and that made me happy. I, of course, went right into Alpha Knight, but first, I guess I should say, so the prompt dropped was for leg 5, which is the wall, and it was for a chilly or wintry kind of cover. And look, there are snow-capped mountains back there. The Sierra Nevada is where this book takes place, so that worked out pretty good for me. Anyway, so I'm listening to Alpha Knight, which again is book 19 overall, or 4 of Side Changeling Trinity. So this is one of my favorites. I really love this book. And it's one of the shorter ones, unfortunately. But that's just the way it goes. But I love this one. Anyway, so I got about 2/3 of the way through by the time I got home. So I still have a couple hours left on the audiobook. But I figure I will finish this in the morning between exercising, driving to work, and then probably the first hour or so at work. So I'm hoping to finish this one off. And then this will be the last one of my rereads for June. I'm expecting to pick up the last 4 Side Trinity books, Side Changeling Trinity books, before the new one comes out on the 15th. I think the week before I'll be listening to those 4. So they're closer to when I get to the new one, because I'm looking forward to it. So anyway, but I'm going to do one more. I wanted to do this one for sure before I paused again, because I've read way too many things in a row. It's been great. Like, I love it when I do that, when I binge the series, but it's a really long series and I need a break now. And we're doing for the readathon, as I said, this one counted for the main prompt. So this will be one of the sightseeing prompts. I want to get it done before 9 a.m. because at 9 a.m. tomorrow starts Face Off weekend, which I just realized, which is why I had to refilm, is that I'm supposed to have some kind of map thing that's on Google. And I think I don't know if I have to roll it. I have to look at it. I haven't even looked at it. I just figured it was the same as last year, and then I just realized it's not. So I don't know what I'm going to read. I have a couple of short audiobooks from the library, or that I own, or some manga that I have that I could read or reread. It matters what the prompt is. I have a couple of short classics that I could read. I don't have very many short books that I might want to read. I don't know. We'll have to see. Anyway, so now I'm all kind of in a fluster because I don't know how that's going to go. So we'll see how tomorrow goes. I did start The Last Warrior by Jennifer Ashley last night, but I'm probably going to read a little bit of this tonight, but then I'll probably set it down and wait till after Face Off, because I think Face Off you're supposed to try to read as many things. So you can do more manga and graphic novels and shorter books. But now I'm not so sure, and I gotta go and look at it. So anyway, I don't know what I'm gonna do. Let's just put it this way, I have options. I have to stop at the library tomorrow after work because I have a couple library books too. So we'll see. And maybe by then I'll have looked, I'll look it up online after this and make some decisions. But tonight is just, I'm gonna read a little bit of this and then watch some BookTube, and then I said tomorrow morning before Face Off will start, I will finish this. And then we'll see what happens. I have no idea. So maybe tomorrow I'll have finished a lot of short things. Or maybe I won't have a clue what I'm doing. So anyway, that's kind of it. I'm looking forward to it being the weekend just to get done with the work week. It's just been a long week. And this weekend I have to get certain things done because it'll be about a little over a week before my vacation, like certain things I need to get done and I just haven't done it. So I need to do that. So anyway, I think that's it. Yeah. So anyway, I just had to redo this because I totally misunderstood what Face Off is. Now I'm going to go find out what that is so that I know tomorrow. So, we'll see what happens. Anyway, I'm just having fun. As I said, completely enjoying my reread of the Side Changeling series, but I need a break after I finish Alpha Knight. Hey guys, so it is Friday and I just got home and I had some packages out front of my house. I was kind of surprised. One of them had a gift note, the other one didn't, so I don't know if they're from the same person. But I did get the Midnight Pack by Jasmine Kuliashaw. I don't know how you say that. I'll have to figure out how to say that. But this is the first book in an urban fantasy series that has cryptids and a detective. So it's a very urban fantasy setup. I haven't seen very many urban fantasies recently that this one, it does say werewolf romantic urban fantasy. So that'll work for me. I don't know a lot about it except that, the main character, she is a private investigator debunking mythological creature sightings. So it sounds really cool. So this is the one that did not have a gift note in it. So I'm not sure if it's from the same person. So I will be contacting the one who sent me this one, which I was super surprised about. I was not expecting it, but she bought me Silver Elite by Danny Francis. This is from my subscriber, Lynn. She has sent me a book in the past, which I did read the prequel to, Across Dark Seas, to read Beneath Black Sails by Claire Sager. It's on my, I want to read that in the next month or two. I just haven't picked it up again, but I'm going to read that. But now I got this book. So this is definitely one of those hyped books that everybody's talking about. I just hadn't purchased it myself because right now I'm trying to be good, but, and I know it's a romantasy. I think it's kind of this one's the dystopian one. Yeah, dystopian romantasy kind of thing. So I'm not sure. I've heard mixed things on it, but a lot of good things. A lot of people liked it. I'm really excited. I do want to read this fairly soon. So thank you so much, Lynn. Anyway, and again, I'll find out if you sent me this one as well, because these are both books I had on my wish list that I want to get to at some point. And I'm really excited. This does actually have the silver edging. I wasn't sure if by now they would have been all out. So that was kind of cool that I still got one. So that's cool. I'm so excited. That really made my Friday because it was a really long day. But to come home to some new books, always a good thing. So I really appreciate it. I'll find out about this one, but wow, I thank you so much. Anyway, I will come back after I've dealt with the kitties and gotten into my sweats, and then we'll talk about how today's reading went, because it was kind of weird, but I wanted to come on and do that right away. So again, thank you so much, Lynn. Okay, so I'm a little calmer now and I've fed the cats. So anyway, I'm still waiting to hear back about the second book, but let's talk about Friday. Friday, I got up and I got myself to work. It was just a long Friday. Is all I'm gonna say. It wasn't bad. It was just long. I didn't read anything last night. Like, I didn't even pick up the book I was in the middle. I just didn't feel like reading anything physically, so I just watched BookTube until bedtime. Anyway, so today I did finish Alpha Night by Nalini Singh in the morning. So I really enjoyed my reread of this. As I said, I only had a couple hours left, and I finished it with exercise and driving to work, and then the first hour or so of work. So anyway, really enjoyed that. And then sorry, cat's stepping on my iPad. So then again, Face Off weekend started at 9 a.m. on the West Coast. It was noon on the East Coast. And so the next audiobook I wanted to be my first roll, and I did a roll and I got a 1. So one of the spots on the graphic that we're using for it is a book under 300 pages. So I had 2 audiobooks that were out from the library that I thought I better read. One of them has a massive weight on it, so I wanted to get to it sooner rather than later, and just because I've been listening to the Side Changeling books, I hadn't picked it up. So I picked up The Wall by Marlon Haushofer. So I believe this was published first in German in 1963, and it's like a dystopian Cold War feminist classic. So we're following a character that is not named, and one day she is visiting relatives, and she's on this kind of mountainside, and she suddenly finds that her family members who were there didn't return from the village the night before. And so she thought that was kind of weird, and she is kind of like, that's kind of weird. And she finds this like invisible wall at a certain, far into the property. And she starts seeing, there's things on the other side that look like they're not moving. And she is trapped behind this wall, this invisible wall. So it's her story of a few years of her life as she's actually looking back on what happened and how she survived on this like remote farm. And it's kind of an area where there are farms, and it was a hunting lodge that she was staying at. And there's a lot of things, and then the animals and stuff that she is trapped with because she is by herself. And so this was a really interesting way to tell a story of her kind of, after a certain point, she starts telling of what had happened earlier and kind of taking us through what she did, and with the animals and things like that she collected along the way, and things that happened with them and her during that time. And then the ending was like, came out of nowhere, even though hints were given, but not how. It was weird. Anyway, and it's one of those books you don't get all the answers. You're not going to know everything, but it was more of a, the journey of seeing what happened. And then you're just not quite sure where it's going to go. This was translated by Sean Whiteside. So, and I listened to the audiobook, which I can't remember the name of her, but it was a fine audiobook. As I said, the wait list at the library was like weeks long. Like, I had to wait quite a bit for this. And then, as I said, it kind of popped up and I'm like, oh, I didn't think it was time, but I'm glad I read it, even though I did not enjoy it a lot. Like, as I said, it almost had that where, okay, first person, I have a lot of trouble with certain narration styles where they say, they give you hints of things to come. And she did that a few times. And I knew things were going to happen, but we didn't know how it was going to happen. And I kept again, that there's the suspense to that, but I never like it overall. It's like one of my worst things is that they said, well, if I'd known at the time, I would have done blah, blah, blah. She doesn't do that often in this narrative, but there is a couple of hints of that. So it was kind of walking that line for me. I just felt it was a little too long, even though it's only 240 pages. And it was like, I think it was just 9 hours, I think, on audio. Again, at the rate I was listening to it, I got through it a lot faster than that. But I don't know. So, it's one of the dystopian books that was on my list that I wanted to try. I have said there's still one I started in January that I need to go back and try to get through it. So even though I don't like dystopians, I like to read them because a lot of the times they do have, interesting perspectives. And this one was, as I said, it was interesting because, again, it was written in the 60s or published in the 60s. So it talks about the war, World War II, kind of vaguely of what she remembered and, of certain things, just very lightly. But you also know that it's in a time period where, things are still kind of not there. There's some unrest and stuff. And it was really interesting. It was kind of just slight. Anyway, it was just very, like, again, it mostly was just her journey with the animals and stuff. And it was okay. Like, I guess it was one of those where I'm glad I read it now, but, I won't ever read it again. Anyway, so I finished that for the first prompt and did that. So my second prompt was I did a 6, which meant I hit a portal, which means I got to go to another section, which then I got, I think it was a 2. I can't remember. It's one of those numbers. And then I got a wild card, or a book you don't know much about. And so the other audiobook that I have from the library right now is The Alchemist by Paulo Coelho. Hello? I don't know how you say that name. Anyway, this one, I'm not sure what I'm going to do yet. I got 22% of the way in. Book is only like 190 pages. But I got about 22% in. So what? Probably 35, 40 pages. And I'm just like, I don't know about this. I don't know. My coworker, one of my vendors, talks about, we talk books, every once in a while. And this is one of his favorite audiobooks. He reads it every year because it's, done by Jeremy Irons. So it's good that way. Like, his voice, in narration is always good. Anyway, but the story, it has about a young man who is a shepherd who decides to kind of try to find his treasure. And it's his journey, but it just makes me cringe. Like, I don't know. I don't know if this book is for me. I mean, I'm assuming it's because it's kind of more, it's telling like a story, but there's supposed to be, subplot that I'm just not getting, or I just don't want to dig that deep. I don't know. So I've started it. I might come back to it. It isn't, as I said, it's only like a 4-hour audiobook. Because again, I think it's like 190 pages. It feels like the audiobook was really short. Maybe the book has their really big spaces in there, or their pictures. I don't know. I've never picked up one of the books. Anyway, I don't know. The audiobook isn't very long. So I might try to read a little bit more tomorrow to make a decision. Because I can't really count it unless I hit over 50%. And I'm only at 22%. So we'll see. Anyway, so after that not going so well, and again, I struggled a little bit with The Wall. I probably shouldn't have tried to read that all in one day. Is probably what I should have spaced that one out too. But my brain just went, no, you have to pick something else. And I looked at I had like 4 other books on my Libby. And I'm like, no, I don't want to read anything new. So what did I do? Yes, I did pick up the next Side Change Trinity book. So this is Last Guard, which is book 20 overall in the series. Or this is book 5 in Trinity. So, I just dove right back in. Like, I don't think it's any, like, I know I told myself I was going to hold off, but I don't think it's going to happen. I think we'll see how it goes this next week. But again, I got about 120 pages in. So, that's pretty far. And not super far. Again, I got like a third almost. Not quite. Oh, just a little bit less than that. So anyway, yeah, I went right into this and I have no regrets now because again, it's great and I'm totally enjoying it. So I will have this probably as my audiobook all week. I don't think I'll finish it during Face Off. If I do and the sightseeing prompts haven't changed, I don't know what I'm going to count this for. It doesn't go for any of the prompts. So we'll have to see. I might have to go to one of the older ones or something else. We'll have to think about that. But this will be my audiobook for the weekend. I don't expect to listen a lot because I don't a lot on the weekends. But we'll see. I don't know. Anyway, so reading wise, I'm going to skip the The Alchemist for now. And my next prompt was, what was my next prompt? I don't remember if it was an author I'd read from before. Oh no, a TBR vet. So I think I got 4 and got TBR vet. And so one of mine is this manga series, Fushigi Yugi Gembo Kaiden, I think, by Watashi, I think. Anyway, I read the original Fushigi Yugi, The Mysterious Play, when it came out. Like, I was really that's when I really got into manga and anime at the time. They were doing the series. Or it was right after it came out, because I got copies of it. Anyway, but, so we're talking late 90s. And it was one of my first favorites for anime and manga. So I have read that 18-volume series, and I own all that. And then this one started coming out, I don't know, about 10 years later after that. And I collected the first 7 volumes of a 12-volume series. So I know I read the first one at least, and maybe the second one, but I got these like I pre-ordered these, and then I stopped because I wasn't reading them anymore. I went through a phase where I didn't read a lot of manga. I just fell out of it because I was writing a lot at the time. Anyway, so I have the first 7, and I know I've read at least this one, but I don't remember it at all. Like, this is like blank. Like, 'cause again, I read this over 15 years ago, I'm pretty sure, is when it came out. So I counted this as a TBR vet because I'm not counting it as read because I have not a clue. Oh, it came out in like 2005 in the US. It was 2004 in Japan. Okay. So I probably read this 20 years ago, and then so I'm not counting this. It's not on my Goodreads. I'm not going to count it. Anyway, it's going to get a TBR vet. So I want to read this tonight. And then if I did roll for one more past that, which I got, I don't remember. Did I get I think I got a 5, I think. And I got to an author you've read from before. So I just picked up volume 2 for this series because, again, I read her other series complete. So I'm going to try to read those. As I said, over this weekend, I would like to get through as many of the 7 that I own. After that, I'm going to have to buy ebooks because they're hard. A lot of the books are hard to find. So anyway, other than that, I think that's where I'm at. So we'll see if I read these tonight. I will come back and talk about it. We'll see. I don't know. I'm tired and I listened a lot today. Like, as I said, Alpha Night was fine. It was the Wall kind of drained me, and then The Alchemist just kind of made me, I don't know about this. So I don't know. I'm still not sure how what I'm going to do about that one, but we'll make a decision some other time. Anyway, that's it. I will check in with you guys probably either later tonight or tomorrow. Okay, so it is many hours later, still on Friday, and I did talk to Lynn, and that was a book that was from her, and then another one's coming, I guess, sometime next week, so that'll be a surprise. We'll see what that is. But because I thought I was missing a book that she sent me, I went out to the mailbox, and I was just wondering today, actually, I went on their website to see when these were delivering, because I bought these quite a few months ago, and it's pretty much my birthday gift to myself, because yeah, you know, I just bought them earlier. But I bought the what was it, Eternal, oh, I can't remember the name of the company now, because this was not packaged as well. Eternal Embers versions of the Green Creek series. I did not need these. I already have I have hardbacks, I have paperbacks, well, except for the last one, Brother's Song, I'm getting the paperback in a month or sometime in July. But these are these gorgeous, which I haven't opened them yet, but I'll show them in my book haul. But I just want to, I bought these are such a splurge. I usually don't buy super special editions because I don't need them. But this is a series that's like a 5-star series for me. So they look like that. And they all have houses on the fronts, like different, oh, they have Gordo's shop. Oh, that's awesome. Sorry. So I don't know which, I mean, I'm guessing Wolf Song is, my brain just shut down. It's his house, and then this is the pack house, and then Heart Song, and then Brother Song. I'm pretty sure I know what that one is too. That's just awesome. Anyway, and then they have pictures on the back and quotes. Anyway, I will go through them later in my book haul. I did not need to buy these, but I saw them on, somebody showed them, and then these are the sprayed edges. And they're really, really pretty. Anyway, I did not need these. But I will open them later. I'm just excited because I was still getting worried because it said it would ship between May and June, and I'm like, I'm gonna go on vacation soon, and I was like, oh, I'll tell my brother to watch for them, because I kept waiting for like a shipping notification, and I got like a notice about a month or so ago saying they were almost ready to ship, but not, or you know, they were getting close, and then that was like the last thing. So anyway, I'm so excited for these. I don't know how I have to reorganize how I'm going to display them, because these ones and my what do you call it, my ones I bought for myself for Christmas, which was my Memory, Sorrow, and Thorn set, they're like my only real special editions other than the Brandon Sanderson set. So I'll have to figure out, I have to move things around. Anyway, but they're gorgeous. I mean, they're like smaller hardbacks, so I wasn't exactly surprised. I mean, I didn't know that's what it was going to look like, but they are really, really pretty, and I can't wait to see inside. But again, I'm gonna do that later. But anyway, that's just an extra. So today was a book day. I'm really kind of excited. Again, these were I bought myself, splurged. And I knew that they were coming around my birthday, which was in May. So I made it my birthday gift to myself, which is why I tried not to buy too many books last month. I mean, that didn't really work, but I tried. And then again, thanks to Lynn for the 2 books I've gotten so far. And I guess one more is coming sometime next week. So anyway, that's books. Yeah, that's pretty good. That just so many books. Hey guys, so it is Saturday morning. It's about 10:30. I got up pretty early because the cats. Of course, Cooper just got up. He had been sleeping in the chair until I started making noises. Anyway, so I got up pretty early. I went for had to go get gas for the car, and then I was going to get coffee, but the place was just packed. So I was like, I drove to another coffee place, so it took me a little longer than I planned. But I came back and I've caught up on all my spreadsheets because I didn't do it last week because my mom was here. So that took me more time. And then I played with my book journal, got caught up on that. And then I listened to the end of Last Guard by Lynn Singh. So again, book 20 in the Side Changeling series overall, or number 5 in the Trinity section. Anyway, I always enjoy this one too. It's a good one. I like it because it has the merkins and it has is a different, there is stuff again, world building in here is great. So things are expanding and we're learning new things. So I just adore this one too. So I wasn't planning to listen to that much of it, but it just, after I had listened to it in the car this morning, I just kept listening to it as I was doing stuff. I decided, why not? Because I am in a really weird reading mood. Last night I couldn't read at all. Like I couldn't make myself pick up anything. And so I just let myself watch BookTube. I took a nap. I didn't mean to do that. It was a pretty long one too, because I woke up and it was in the middle of somebody's book haul. It was like a hour-long book haul, and I lost 40 minutes of it. I didn't hear. So I don't know. It was just, I feel it just doesn't always work out. Anyway, so I know I'm supposed to be participating in Face Off weekend for Amazing Readathon, but I just don't feel like it. I might still pick up some of the manga I want to read, because again, I did roll for that, so I might still try to do that. But I'm definitely going to start my next audiobook. I'm going to have to go do a couple errands here at lunchtime. I have to go to the library. I have to go to Walgreens. I have to go to, was there somewhere else I had to go? I feel like I might have to go to the grocery store, although I might need to go tomorrow to the grocery store. Just to pick up a few things, and I'll pick up lunch while I'm out. But I will start Storm Echo, which is book 21, and the next one in this series. I am just enjoying these too much. I just, I had this whole plan of, doing the face-off weekend and stuff. And again, I am rereading. I've read 10 of the Side Changeling series. Again, I just finished number 20. So I read from 11 to 20 of the series this month so far. And we are only 14 days into the month. And again, if you guys have been here any amount of time, you know that I have done this before with several series by Lynn Singh. I've done it with this series. I've done it with the Guild Hunter series. I did that last year with the Guild Hunter series. I reread them all really quickly. And I can't stop. And I really thought I was going to and hold off, but I can't. So we're just going to continue on. As I said, I still have 3 more. I have, Resonance Surge as well. And then Primal Mirror, which is on the shelf. I don't know. I think you can see it. But anyway, so I have 3 more. I am going to start the next one. So I'm going to get these done. I don't think I don't know. I might look to see if they're doing sprints for Face Off. I think I'm just going to continue with doing sightseeing unless I feel like reading physically, and then I might immersion read, because I've done that with these two. I just adore these books. Again, the audios are great by Angela Daw, and I just love all these characters, and I am looking forward to this one and the next ones, because these are all the newer ones and I've only read them a couple times, so am I rereading? Anyway, my reading is just off. And as I said, it's not like this doesn't happen to me all the time. Like, again, I always have at least 1 or 2 months in the year where I just go into rereading mode. And, but I want to finish off on the Side Changeling series. And then because I got those new books, the new copies of Wolf Song, or the Green Creek series, I kind of want to do a reread of those books too. So I might hold off. I'm going to try to hold off, because I do want to I reread the first 2 books. I haven't reread the last 2 books. So I kind of want to get to Heart Song and Brother Song this year. So I'm going to try to do that soon. I don't think it's going to be, I don't know. We'll have to see how my mood goes. As I said, I do have like 4 or 5 books out from Libby, and I'm ready to just return everything and clear the decks. But I'm going to wait, because I have another week of all of them easily. So before my vacation stuff That's in just over a week. So I might still get to some of those, but I don't know. I just don't feel... I'm in a rereading mode. So we'll see what I actually read, what actually I get to this weekend. I kind of think it's just going to be this today after I finish. I mean, again, this was great. I'm glad I listened to that this morning. And then I'm going to continue with this one. So, but other than that, I don't have any big plans for today. As I said, I'm going to do the errands at lunchtime. So I have about an hour and a half before I'm going to go around noon. The library opens earlier than that, but I'm going to wait until it's closer to noon and then I'll do everything around noon. So, and then I'll just stay. I don't have any plans for the afternoon or evening. So, if I'm in a reading mood, I'll be rereading that. If I feel like physical books, I have manga. I have so many novels I could pick off the shelf. I don't feel like anything but Side Changeling right now, which is just the way it is. Like, I really want to read all the books on my shelf, but right now, at this moment, my brain is going, you're done here. So again, I don't even care that I'm doing the readathon. As long as I can kind of find a prompt that kind of works for it, I will count it. We'll see how long that lasts. I don't know. We'll see. So anyway, that's it. That's I just wanted to give a quick update. I will come back at the end of the evening and give you an update of where I'm at. If I do, get to read all this, or I read part of it, I will let you know. Or if I read something else, because I just don't feel like it right now. So we'll see. Anyway, that's kind of my update for now. And so I will come back at least one more time before I close this out. Hey guys, so I'm going to close out the vlog, but I did do my errands, and then I just had a quiet afternoon listening and reading along with Storm Echo by Nalini Singh, again, book 21 and number 6 of the Trinity section. So I really like this one. This is one of the ones I really like too. Not in my top 6, but it's really close. I just, there's so many books. Anyway, this is a 21. So I did finish this one. It was about 5:30 when I finished this one. And as I said, I really enjoyed it. And then I took a break and watched some BookTube because I didn't have anything on all afternoon. I just listened to the audiobook. I have started Resonance Surge, which again is book 22 and number 7 in the main series, or in the Trinity series. So I just started it physically. I have the audiobook for this too, but I was watching some BookTube and I just decided to read a little bit. So I've only gotten 28 pages in because I'm not reading a lot of it. So I don't expect to get a lot done before bed. But tomorrow I'll switch to the audiobook if I go into my car. As I said, I need to go hit the grocery store for that errand. I just need to do that at least in the morning. And then other than that, I don't have anything tomorrow. I mean, I have some things I got to do around here because chores and stuff that I didn't do today. I always do on Sunday. So I'll have to get that done. Anyway, but that's kind of it. Again, these are such great books, as I said, so I don't mind going into the next one. I'm pretty sure I'm going to read these last two, this one and Primal Mirror, before I switch to something else. Oh well, it's just the way it is. I even tried a book that I just got from the library today. It was a Why Choose romantasy, and I just didn't care. I'm like, this isn't working for me. I'm just gonna put that aside, and I'm gonna read what I want to read, which is a reread, but that's fine. We're just gonna go with it. So anyway, that is the end of this week. As I said, it's almost 9 o'clock, so I'm not gonna get too much more reading done. But then again, tomorrow, I hope to get it. I'm probably not gonna, I don't think I would finish this tomorrow unless I really focused on it, but I kind of don't focus much on Sundays. So I hope to get at least a chunk of it done and then finish it on Monday, but we will see how that goes. And yeah. So that's kind of it. So I will check in with you guys next week. So let me know if you guys had any good reads this week, and if you're taking part in any good readathons and how they're going. Anyway, I will talk to you guys later. Bye.